Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's lesson, we want to talk about how to create something similar to this in Maya. So this scene is about the little hut by the beaches. As you can see, we have a little hut here and some stairs with simple trees and sand with a bit of water, plus some nice sunset lighting. Not really sunset, but day lighting. And the good thing is that whenever you build a scene, you can play with different light moods to get what you want. Yeah, that will be sunset. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with the house. So I'm gonna build something similar to that, but I can't guarantee like it will be 100% same. So get a box that looks just like this, and I'll go ahead and get a cylinder that's probably about the human size that I can use to measure. Okay, so now once I have that, I'll need to go to here. Okay, so this is a shelf of mine, whereby I'm having insert edge loops, multi-cut tool, extrude, bevel, breach, extract, center pivot, freeze transformation, and delete histories. So I will be showing you guys like where to get those. So over here. Okay, I'll probably how about like creating a new shelf. So you can click new shelf and you can name it like modeling. Okay, mod. And the functions that I mentioned just now, it was all like hidden inside here. So we have like mesh edit, mesh tools. So we can go to here and hold Ctrl Shift key to use extrude as a shortcut. To use bevel, we can use bridge, chamfer vertices. Under mesh tools, we have insert edge loop options. Holding down Ctrl Shift and middle click to put them in to our shortcuts. Modify, hold down Ctrl Shift plus middle click still to put them in. Freeze transformation, center pivot. Okay, there we go. So next, we get back to here and choosing what I prefer to choose. So I can click this and it pops up a shortcut. Oops. So you gotta be careful, like sometimes whenever you put them like somewhere here close to the edges, it will snap the whole window to there. So by default it shows like this, but because I want to put it in the middle, so I need to put it back to 1 and choose equal multiplier, multiple edge loops. So that's fine. Put a line here so that it will stick to the middle. Right click, choose and H and go to H and just pull it up. After I pull it up, I can go back to object mode, and next I'll be using another polygon just to cut a quick hole. Okay, cut a hole through here using boolean. So there are two ways of cutting hole. We can use boolean to cut it out. Okay, so there will be a hole here, like somewhere here. So this is where the people like stand inside and selling drinks. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, so then of course we can select this, Shift selects that to use a boolean difference a minus b, and then it will cut off this whole thing. Or there's another alternative way to do it, which you get a better topology by using mesh tools, insert edge loop options right there, or I can use my shortcuts over here, and this time we use relative distance from edge. So I can put a line here, press R for scale and straighten it. One more. Okay, before I put the next cut, let me just extract this first. So select that, edit mesh, extract to separate them, right click back to object mode, W to move, so we can see it gets detached. Then we can click Ctrl H to hide the roof, and now we are back with this. So I want to cut off these area, so I can go to here and put a line through here. There we go. Double click this and pull it down further. So imagine like that's the human height, and yeah, that'll probably be ideal to have the height over here. So we have a little like counter table. Right click, go to face and hold shift key to select both and delete them. Now I'll need to detach all of these to individual surface by clicking this, like so. I added a shortcut over here, detach, select 1 2 3, detach 1 2 3 4, holding shift key to add selection, detach. So now this is on its own, 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 and I need to detach one more, which is the base. Detach over here. Okay, here we go. Alright, let me save the file. I'm so afraid of crashed. Alright, so we're done with that. So the next part will be putting back the pivot point to the center. So we can go to modify and click center pivot, but like I said, I have added a shortcut to here, so I can just click CP, 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 the base, CP. There we go. Next, I want to turn this into wood planks. So for wood planks, I will be using this. So I can have some of the planks bigger, some of the planks like smaller. Okay, so make it slightly less consistent so that it will be more natural. Okay, there we go. Let's put it aside. So we have something thin like here. Oops. Click Y to repeat last tool. Okay, here we go. Last piece. Click Y. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Okay. So once we're done with this, I would like to separate them right away. Right away. So you can go to H, shift double click, shift double click. Whoops. Okay, it doesn't loops. Okay, yeah, by right it should, but it's alright. We'll just shift and add the selection. So with those selected, accept this, and we will be using a bevel to split them up 0.1. Okay, I think 0.1 is a good gap that we can use. So we can select these, and the other one. Select the gaps and delete them. And as for this guy, I'll add the lines myself and select the face and delete. Okay, alright, I'll proceed to the next one, which is about the same process. Okay, bevel. The window seems missing, so we can go to here, channel box, click this, 0.1. So it's not the offset, it should be the fraction. Okay, then we can add the edges our own. Bit of inconsistent, it's fine. Delete. Okay, there we go. Let's move on to the next part. Bevel 0.1. Okay, so I think select the big part, the bigger pieces will be easier. Then we can hold shift key and drag the toggle select and delete them. Bevel 0.1. Select the bigger pieces. Oops. And shift toggle select and delete them. So now I have these. We can start building the layers up and using extrude. So go to edit mesh, extrude, or we can just click these and add the thickness to it. Let's see what's the ideal thickness for the planks. Okay, I think 0.3 it's nice. So let's apply the same thing. So whenever we select the second piece, we can click G to repeat last action, because our last action is extrude, so it will repeat extrudes. If your last action is a different function, then you should take note, okay, because it won't do the extrude, it will do the whatever that you choose from the previous actions. Click G, 0.3. Okay, so we have our board, our planks, and for a model to looks better, we need to have a bit of round edges. So right now these are sharp corner, so we will add the bevel once again, bevel, and probably 0.4 or 0.5 and make it a double segment so it looks more cute, more cartoony because it's rounder. Click G again, 0.5 segment of 2. Same thing, G, 0.5, hit the tab key on the keyboard, segment of 2, click Q to quit, okay, Q to exit, click G, again to repeat the last action, which is bevel, segment of 2, click Q to quit. Okay, we're done with the base. Now, let's unhide our stuff. We can click Ctrl Shift H to show last hidden, but if you forgot about the shortcuts, you can go to here, like we have hide is Ctrl H, hide unselected objects, Alt H, show last hidden, Ctrl Shift H, show all, no shortcuts. Alright, so I think this has to be slightly bigger. So first thing first, let's center pivot by clicking CP, or you can go to here, center pivot. So press R to scale. And I think I'll just lift it slightly higher. And let's go to left view. Select vertex and just pull it down so it is slightly longer than the house, slightly bigger, longer than the house. Okay, so from here I would like to add number of segments. Let's see. Okay, these are too big in pieces, so about like 7. How about 7? Okay, I think this is good. So same thing, with all the edges selected, we will apply bevel, a bevel of the 0.1. Okay, here we go. Select the big piece. And hold shift key, drag to select and delete the gaps. Okay, so edit mesh, extrude. So I'll go with thickness, and if I put 1, it goes out like positively. And if I want to put like negative, yeah, it goes the other way around, but it will turn black. So it's better that we have it positive. Click Q to quit, right click, go back to object mode, and click W to move it down. Just like that. And once we're done, let's bevel the edges and make it rounder, like how we did it to the other pieces of wood. Okay, seems good. So now we want to create the extra pieces over here for the counter table. So we create box. I can hold V key, V for Vendetta. Alright, V for Vendetta. I love that movie. Okay, not too sure if you guys watched that before, but I think like Hugo Weaving is great. Okay, in that movie, even though you can't get to see him, like he's in the mask, but it's great. Okay, one of the best like superhero movies. I know maybe some of you guys might not agree with me, but that's fine. Okay, so stop chatting around and let's get back to our lesson. Okay, so now like press R, scale it, and put it back to here. Put it back to here, close to the edges. Alright, here we go. Then let's add a bevel, 0.5, segment of 2. You can left click this text and drag to increase the number. Okay, this is great. So now we're done with the basic house, and let's continue with, okay, you know what, like whenever I do the base, I should use a plane, because it's always better to do this in a single layer. Okay, and I think the grid is a little bit annoying, so I'll go to here, viewport, and turn off grid. Okay, I think let's go with the other direction. Okay, so that's our floor. Now select all edges, hold Ctrl to deselect the ones on the side, left and right. Then continue with bevel with 0.1, and click Q to quit. Select this, hold shift key, shift and drag to toggle selection, invert selection. Okay, and yeah, this could work. Okay, but I know like maybe some of you guys wanted to have a slightly different approach on the creativity variation side. So this is what we can do. So click on this, reset. So I'll add some lines over here to make it have some variation. So I know like there are plugins that allows you to do such a thing. Okay, but over here we're not using plugins for floor creation, so we will be doing it manually. Okay, the ones that in the middle I'll just ignore. Okay, here we go, like done. Then Alt-H to hide the rest for now. I'm probably clicking Y to use the last tool, clicking G to use the last action, but we're using the last tool. Tool is under here, action functions is under here. So now I'll have to select these, go to top view. I think we'll make the selection easier. Let's just select all the newly cut edges. Okay, then bevel with 0.1, use the same thing and click Q to quit. Let's do the selection again. So lots of manual work. Shift, drag to toggle and delete them. So with these selected, let's apply extrude with thickness 1, it's too much, 0.5 I think it's ideal. Click Q to quit, Ctrl Shift H to show last hidden. Now back to here, this we'll need to apply bevel 0.5, segment of 2. Okay, 2 will be enough. Okay, seems like these gaps are, yeah, kinda large. Keeps my felt down. Okay, so I have to probably do something about it for the safety of the beaches. So let's put it over here, pull it over here. Okay. Yeah, there's a gap like inside. It's alright, we don't care about the owners. Okay, we only care about the visitors. Okay, who travels here? Okay, so there is some inconsistency, which I think is not a big deal. It's alright to have inconsistency. Okay, it makes it look more natural. Okay, so now once we have this, yeah, of course, like in reality, this one hole, like you'll need other supports. I'm just gonna do it like quickly, not too much in detail about the architecture of the whole thing, whether it holds or not holding, whether it will fold or not, even though I do speak about the safety. But yeah, we have to make it quick and not too draggy about the tutorial. So I need to rotate this in 90 degrees, like sharp, perfect. So I hold down E key, left click, and slide to the bottom right to activate the discrete rotate and rotate 90 degrees. Perfect. And let's make it shorter. There we go. And hold shift key to clone over, and let's add something here along the way. Okay, inconsistent, it's fine. So go to front view, and I think these pieces are troublesome because it's all like separated. So I'll need to go to mesh and combine them into one and put them close to here. But because they are all like hidden below, so I don't bother to add a bevel, that's fine. So now let's add a cylinder pillar. Make sure it's long enough. Pull over. There. And shift clone. Shift clone. Okay, before I shift clone this, so let's try to click number 3, smooth preview. So you see whenever we click smooth preview, it looks like bad, okay, but the bad word will be shit. Okay, so so we have to do something about it. So first thing, like whenever we click number 3, it turns to something like this, like with a star, a pumpkin, you know, like looks bad. So to fix this, you have to get rid of the triangles. So we need to use edit mesh, chamfer, split the vertices. So it won't help that much right now, but it will be helping us when we add our insert edge loop. So let's put it right there, and let's put it right there. So clicking number 3, okay, looks a lot better. And let's add a line, click Y to use last tool. And there we go, it looks good. Okay, it's cool. If you want to add something here, let's go ahead and add it. So select face, select this, hold shift key, double click to select the polygon in the loop. Then we can apply extrude, and pull out in the Z direction, which is blue, and click Q, object mode, right click, click number 3. Okay, this is what we're getting. Okay, but this one blends together, it looks like a rubber, so we need to add, oops, so do not, okay, I think we're fine. Okay, because I clicked G just now and it repeats the, oops, I think let's do it again. Okay, let's redo the extrude. And let's use the thing from here. So in 3D, the more lines we added, the sharper it gets whenever it previews. The number 3, double click, shift double click, shift double click. Okay, let's add a bevel to ensure that this looks like that. Number 3, there we go. Okay, this is good. So now, like, we can clone it over, shift clone, and select all together, shift clone. Okay, that doesn't make sense. These still make sense, but these pillars are really big. Okay, this should be slightly taller. But anyways, yeah, throw them off. Okay, we should have more pillars. Shift clone, shift and drag the clone. Let's put it here. Shift clone, shift clone. Alright, there we go. So next, I want to build some stats. Let's create a new box. Click from here. Pull over. Let's drag it. Join with this. Okay, but maybe the stat shouldn't be that big. here. Alright, hold shift key and drag to clone and pull it down. Hold shift key, drag to clone and pull it down. Hold shift key, drag to clone and pull it down. Shift key, drag and pull it down. Okay, about that. Then we can shift drag to make a clone, scale it in, right click, choose its face, pull it down just a little bit, and select the front face and pull over all the way to the end. And let's hold spacebar, left click Maya, slide to upper left to go to left view, left orthographic view, and like so. And hold spacebar, left click Maya, slide up to go back to perspective. So that's a shortcut for changing views. If you're not familiar, you can always go back to spacebar and it goes back to quad, and then you choose top, front and side, and then you spacebar again, then it will give you what you want. Okay, select these two, mesh combine, and probably go to face here, hold shift key to add selection and pull up just a bit. So let's add the bevel touches, make it looks slightly rounder so that the style seems consistent. So mesh combine, added mesh bevel. Bevel is 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 steel, and yeah, that's better. Okay, so now we can start building the sand. So we can create a cube. Let's add and scale a big cube out. So that it's kind of like touching the sticks, the pillar. Okay, that's fine. And I want to kind of clone this also because I want another part to be water. So this part to be the sand and the other parts to be the water. And from here, I want to push it back slightly and use edit mesh extrude to push it over, and click Q to quit. Right click goes to H and slide it down. Like here, roughly. Okay, so if I click number 3, yeah, the whole thing turns to round. I kind of like really round type. So, but I want to keep it kind of squarish. So I'll need to add quite some lines, and then I will be adding some displacement map to tweak the surface so that it looks more like having the sand texture, the sand dunes texture. So in order to maintain the shape, I need to use this again. Okay, so I'm adding like 12 lines. Okay, what I'm trying to do now is to try to maintain square after adding some lines. So of course with these basic stuff is not enough. So let me save the file. Okay, then I will be adding smooth. So number 3 is just a preview. but because I need more detail, so I need to click smooth for a few times, or we can increase the number of divisions up to 3. It should be good. Okay, or even up to 4. It's even better. So now right click back to object mode, and if you're not seeing these blue lines, you can go to shadings and turn on wireframe unshaded, or you can turn it off. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on so that I can see where my lines are. It's better for modeling. Save the file. To add the texture, we need to go to Google, and you can go to Google and search sand dunes. Sand dunes seamless height map to get something like this. Okay, which kind of represents the sand texture. Alright, and download it. Okay, so to add those texture to here, we need to fix our UV. So we can go to UV and we just gonna apply planar texture mapping. So click the functions, click the little box here. Click the little box, not click the function. Click the little box so that we have an option, menu pop-up. So we want to project from top to bottom. So that's green, and green is white, so we should choose white. Project. Okay, there we go. Done. Then we need to go to deform and use a texture deformer, and we can go to attribute editor. So under texture deformer, it says, okay, please load the texture. So we're gonna click on the checker, goes to file, and click this to load our texture, and paste our folder structure in, sand dune seamless. Okay, this is what we're getting. And if you think like the sand textures are kind of large, it's too large in scale, we can go to here and type in repeat texture, so we can get it smaller. So I think this is a good size, so we should keep it. Now this will be the water. So for water, we're gonna do the same thing, and let's use the insert edge loop tool again. So because that is pretty much like square, 10, let's add a 10 and 10. Okay, not perfect square, but it's fine. And I want to maintain the height as well, so I will click this. Okay, sorry, click the wrong thing. That's multi-cut. 1, that should do. Click Q to quit. Add an actual smooth twice, 3 times. So we can slide it in and then scale it, press R to scale. So we can let the water cover a bit of that, or we can even slide it in and make it taller so it covers more. Okay, so now that's our cute island. Not really an island, yeah, just a place, like square places. Want to use the same method, and this time we're searching for a water height map texture seamless. Okay, so you can get the ones with purple pinkish color, that's normal map, or we can also get the ones with black and white color. So for instance, I'm using the black and white version. This is the one I have. Alright, so now let's apply UV first first thing, you have to apply UV, because without UVs, the texture wouldn't read properly. Whenever the texture wouldn't read properly, the projection will go wrong. So do that again, Y-axis, project. Okay, sweet. Let's apply our texture projections. Okay, go to here, file. Let's load our texture. Water height. And place 2D. Let's go with 3. Repeat like 3 times. Okay, because our polygon is low res, so it's kind of rough. So we'll need to reduce the amount. Okay, so we might have lots of stuff here. Okay, so you can click this to go back out. Then it will get back to the texture deformer. 0.3. So I just need it to be a little bit of wavy. That'll do. Alright, and then the rest could be done using vray. So now, other than this, I'll need to make the final object, which is the coconut tree. Okay, a bitch without the coconut tree, it feels nothing like holidays. Okay, you must have coconut trees. Okay, so now let's go to poly modeling. Click on the cylinder. Here we go. Let's put over. And let's drop it down. Click F to focus. So right now our pivot point is right here, but I want the pivot point to be at the bottom of the cylinder. So I hold D key and pull it down. Okay, to change the pivot point manually. And I wish to extend this, so we can go to here, scale, and pull it up. Pull it up further. And right click, let's choose vertex and press R to scale and scale it. So we can get it slightly bigger. And now that's our basic stick. So with that stick, we can then add more segments in between. So go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, multiple segments, 6, is it enough? Probably. Okay, let's do it like 8. Is it better? Okay, I think let's go with 8 then. And from these edges, right click, choose edges, it will select whatever you just added. So you don't have to double click and select again. And next we have to bevel them, 0.2 and segment of 3. Okay, segment of 2, which makes it a 3. So we can double click these and scale it, or a more stylized version, like pull it down, double click, scale it, pull it down, double click, scale it, pull it down, double click, press R, scale it, pull it down, W, double click, press R to scale, click W again to pull it down, and we keep repeating the same thing until we get all the details are out. Okay, the last part has to be wider. Okay, I think the whole coconut tree is too fat. Let me scale it down and scale it longer. Okay, there we go. And I want to do some cleanups of these values. So I can go to here, modify, freeze transformation. So it's the same shortcuts that I have it here, like FT. And delete some histories. Delete histories, which is accessible using edit, delete all by type history. So once I have the trunk, I need to create the leaves. So let's use plane, move over, spacebar, left click, go to top view, and let's do it here. So I do not need like 10. Yeah, maybe 4 and 4 is enough. So scale it up. Right click and choose vertex and pull it out. Press R to scale. Press R to scale. And let's pull over. Pull over and scale it up. And let's tweak this a little bit. Select the middle vertex and pull it. So I think this could be a little bit too short. So let's hold D key to adjust the pivot point. Okay, kind of like that, but I do not want these to be too little, like too thin. Okay, I still want the leaves to be, yeah, at least noticeable. Okay, and from here I would like to add more lines. Insert H loops, reset the tool. Now let's add a few multiple lines in here. Double click, let's pull it back. So once I have this basic stuff, I'll need to start using the multi-cut tool. Mesh tools, multi-cut. I want to cut these, like cut here, here, here. Go. There we go. So we can do this non-symmetrically so that it looks more natural. There we go. Okay. Okay. Here to here. Click Q to quit. Okay, select these. Hold Shift key. Selects the ones that we cut and delete. Okay, we got ourselves like something nice and cute, stylized. Okay, these, we have to be more careful about this, like these might cause us problem, but we'll see how it goes. So now let's select the middle line, hold Ctrl to deselect. Click F to zoom in, and we can select these edges. Hold Ctrl Shift or Shift to add, but Ctrl Shift is better because Shift itself only, it's a toggle if you overlaps the selection. Okay. So of course we can make it more fine, like adding more cuts, but because I want it to be stylized, I'll just leave it like this. Okay, and from the middle here, I would like to chamfer it so that we got a stick in the middle. Edit mesh, sorry, not chamfer, bevel. So bevel with 0.3 or probably 0.5. Face, Shift double click. Okay, so we got two, like a double line here. So I need to fix this. Select these two, edit mesh, go to merge, click the settings menu, and adjust the value so that it's further than this. Apply. Okay, let's do it again. Shift double click, it selects all. Alright, then we can use edit mesh extrude to pull it out. Okay, then we can shift and pull it out just to scale it. Okay, but okay, I think I'll just leave it like this for now because I kind of like almost forgot I'll still need to add thickness for the leaf. Clicking number 3 will smooth these out, so I will have to add an insert edge loop to here. And if I add a thickness right now, like go to edit extrude, add a thickness 0.3, so you see like it go like kind of messed up, like 0.3, it goes messed up as well. I can only do like 0.1. Okay, or maybe let's try 0.2. Mesh extrude 0.2. Some of the parts like get screwed up. Okay, we can't do it. It's only 0.1. Okay, that'll do. Okay, it's not really noticeable with the one with the stick that we added. And we can go to here. Okay, I was looking for sculpting tools, and we can use the smooth brush, hold B key to reduce that. Yeah, to kind of fix a bit of this. Whenever they get like too cramped in one place, that will help smoothen things out. But sometimes it won't help on the edges. So we can select vertex and fix it on our own. Here, edges. Edges, and pull it down, just like that. Okay, but this is going to be less visible to audience. Okay, so even though there are a bit of problems, but it won't be noticeable. So that's alright if it's not that perfect, whatever, we fixed it. You can select these stuff and scale it down. Alright, that's fixed. Click number 3. So we got our leaves like rounder once we preview the smooth. Okay, so I guess this is good. Let's hold shift key and make a clone, and let's pull over to here. Okay, it looks fine right now. So the next thing I want to do is to make this leaf looks bend, like slightly curvy. So we need to go to deform, non-linear bend, and we can add the curvature to make it bend. But right now it's not affecting the leaves because the inputs, the handle is not facing the right directions. So I need to rotate it so that it works correctly. And I can pull over this and adjust the height bound and reduce the curvature so that it looks slightly better. Okay, that's great. And I want to keep this curvature right now, and I shouldn't move it without deleting the histories, because if I move this around, like, it affects the leaves. If I move our object, it gets affected as well. So I have to delete history by go to our here, click HIS, delete histories, pull it down. Okay, I don't know how it looks like at the top, but I'll be using the bunch of leaves to cover it. Okay, so let's go back to wool. So hold down E key, left click and choose wool. So this will be straight and following the universal, like Maya's wall axis. And let's go to this function. It's called duplicate spatial. Click on it, and we want to duplicate in the rotation way. And let's click edit reset settings. So the green is Y. So the first column is X, the second column is Y, the third column is Z. So rotate, let's say I want to duplicate 6 copies, 360 degrees divided by 6, it will be 60, and I need a total number of 5 copies with instance quality. Duplicate. Okay, there we go. We got something here. So now let's tweak. Okay, hold E key, left click, drag to bottom to turn off our discrete rotate. So we can tweak some of it to be bigger, some of it to be smaller, so we could get some variation of those leaves. Then of course it'll look more natural. Okay, so now we have the first set. Let's hold shift key and select all the leaves, shift and duplicate, and then rotate a little bit. Not too sure why one of the leaves turns green, but that's an easy fix. No problem, no worries. Okay, there we go. Something sweet. Okay, so now with the ones that shows green, sometimes, most of the time, it means it's missing out the materials. So we'll just right click and assign new material for now. Just click Lambert, and with the Lambert, just reduce the color, adjust the color, make it gray. Then it will be similar to the rest. And yep, we'll like to put on some coconuts. Okay, the exotic coconut here. All right. Okay, coconut is good. Like, it's been widely used in skincare products. It's good whenever you feel the heat. With like body, you eat too much fried chicken, anything that's fried, too much of heat, you should drink coconut water to cool it down, to cool down your body. So let's build a ball, alright, to represent a coconut. Okay, nothing too fancy. Okay, but we certainly need to cover those. Vertex, select, pull it, scale it down, cover it up, cover up our mistakes so that it's not visible. Okay, there we go. Can have more coconuts, more balls. Shift and drag. Okay, there we go, sweet coconut tree. And I think having it straight doesn't look nice enough. So how about bend it? Okay. So let's make a copy over. With that selected, let's go to deform non-linear bend. Go to channel box, move it down, curvature, highbrow, and select that. Delete history, edit, delete all by type, history, select these. We can click G to group it. Okay, so they put them in a group, but you can still select each individual items. If you want to go back to group, just click the upper arrow on the keyboard, it goes back to group, but the pivot point is at somewhere else, so we need to go to modify and center pivot. Let's put over, rotate, there we go. Okay, it doesn't follow the physics that much. I think we need to make some tweaks. So that the silhouettes looks better. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, one more to go. Let's scale it even longer. And to make sure that the band works better, we need to add these lines. Some in-between lines. Let's add the bend, deform non-linear bend, and move it all the way to the bottom of the trunk. Add the curvature, add the highbrow so that it extends it. Oh yay! Alright. Sounds like a fun trip, holiday trip, with nothing here, nobody. It still looks fun. Okay. Yeah, what if you have coconut trees, like looking at the sea, like sitting on the beach? Yeah, that's good. So let's delete the history, delete all by type history. Now let's clone our lovely leaves. Click the up arrow, shift and make a clone, and let's rotate over, rotate. Let's get these balls visible to the screen. Okay, sounds dirty, but yeah, we should call it coconut. Okay, so this is a proper tutorial, not a dirty tutorial. Alright, I'm talking too much of crap. Pull around. Okay, let's clone it. Pull down, hold shift key, hold V key to have it like snap to here. Okay, so we're done with the basic stuff, and we can delete this off. Now let's save as a new scene, and let's do a quick lighting to have a look on the overall impressions. So go to setup, render settings, switch to vray, go to vray, overrides. Okay, first go to vray, and I would like to switch this to bucket. I prefer to use bucket, and AA filter, anti-aliasing. we can choose get more room. Get more room should call it. And let's go to overwrite environment, create sun, create sky. And here's our sun. Okay, so let's pull it around. And we can turn on renderer, vray. So it's looking too bright right now. And let's go to intensity multiplier and reduce down to 0.1, still not 0.03, 0.02. I think it's great. And next, let's tone down the shadows and make it softer by increase the amount of size multiplier up to 10. So when we have 10, the shadows will get slightly blurrier whenever it gets far away from the subject matter. This is our sky. If we lower down, then the sky color will follow. Okay, so if it follows the real sun's latitude and longitude, and the sky color will change automatically. So that's the best thing about vray sun setting outdoor scene. Okay, lovely, great. So that will be all for part 1, and stay tuned for part 2. We will work on the materials, refine the textures, and make the whole scene looks wonderful. So if you like my videos, please consider subscribe to my channel, put a thumbs up, like to my video, and turn on the notification bell ring so that you won't miss the new content. And thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next one.